So many people have back pain. I remember a patient who had chronic back pain for a long time. And when he got up in the morning, he often had to lie down again to rest. And that is the first mistake you should avoid at all costs. It is about going easy on yourself. You must not do that. Above all, this patient, when he laid back down in bed, he laid down the way most people sleep, as Ina is showing you now, namely in the side position with one knee drawn up. And you see, at least with the leg, many also sleep, yes, in the fetal position. Then they pull both knees up. Then you spare yourself, though, and also feel comfortable. The back pain is not there at that moment, yes, because it is eased in the contraction. But then it gets worse and worse, and you never resolve the back pain situation. So good, it doesn't improve your back pain, but the opposite. Become active. How? With the correct exercises. For example, the ones you can find in the info card above. Do them, and you will immediately notice how it gets better. Mistake number 2, the so-called step position. Ina, put your lower legs here on this pillow. Put your legs up, maybe put them on a chair. And now the back pain will subside. But this is again a hidden easing, because the main culprit of back pain is the hip flexor, which basically goes from the thighs through the groin at the back to the lumbar spine, or into the pelvis to the ilium. And in that position, that's shorter, and then the back pain is no longer noticeable or much less noticeable. But again, that's shortening training, like the sleeping position with your legs drawn up that we just demonstrated. So even if you don't feel your back pain here, you shouldn't do that. Instead, here's what you should do. Please, put your knees up, Ina, because that's the same position. But now, we'll build a workout around it. Namely, you extend your legs out, further and further down. Stop. Then you might notice, hear the pulling again, how it slowly comes back because you lower your knees. Then at night, when you sleep or do this exercise, you stay in the position. Wait until the hip flexor has been extended enough from this slight stretching until you can go down a little further. And eventually your legs will be straight, and then you'll be much further out of your back pain situation. We're at mistake number 3. Mistake number 3 is to sleep with lots and lots of pillows under you, because even now you have less back pain because, again, the hip flexor doesn't have to come into its normal length. It stays in its shortening. The pain is not triggered. In the hospital, you have the beds where it's basically raised from here. And it's always set that way because people, especially older people, get more and more uncomfortable the flatter they lie. But giving in to that leads to more and more shortening. See, the first mistake. See, the second mistake, again, with this third mistake. It shortens more and more. You can't get out of this situation. And if you are used to sleeping like this, then you should start using one less pillow. And then you might feel a slight pull in your back. But, you know, that's not a bad thing. That's the workout that pulls on your muscles that are too short, abs, hip flexors, and so on. And then you go here and lie like this, and then it tightens a little bit again first. After 2, 3, 4 days, it doesn't tighten up there either. And then you lie like this, even without a pillow. And then you first feel, oh, how is it now? And you notice it pulling again. But after 2, 3, or 4 days, you realize that it feels much better. And when you lie like this, sleeping every night on the hardest possible mattress is a real workout against your back pain, which doesn't cost you any extra time because you're sleeping anyway. If you liked what I've explained so far, I'd be happy if you gave it a thumbs up and shared this video too, because this situation with back pain, people's #1 disease, affects many, many people. Help us spread this information. And now we're at mistake number 4. Taking painkillers for back pain, getting injections. Push the pain away. Please, Please don't do that. You're hurting yourself. Why? I'm not talking about a day or two that you want to hold over until you can properly address this problem. But what happens if you're driving down the highway and the oil check light comes on? You don't stick a Band-Aid over it or knock it out with a hammer or cut the cable and then drive on. You know that at some point, because the oil level is too low, the engine will break down and you'll have a seized piston. You don't want that. That's why you drive to one of the next gas stations and fill up with oil. The oil control light. That's the pain. Your body wants to warn you, just like that light warns you. Therefore, listen to the pain and do the things that we suggest. Do the exercise, get the treatment, get to the root of the problem instead of the sign your body is giving you that it wants to be helped, that it can't go on like this, that a herniated disc is looming and so on. That can't happen. Painkillers are aiding and abetting these developments. Mistake number 5, strength training for back pain. Please do not misunderstand. I have nothing at all against strength training. I do strength training myself because muscles are supposed to be strong. A lot happens there. You can control your body in a completely different way, move it in a completely different way. The muscle hormones are formed. The muscle has to be trained, but it is questionable when. Because if you have back pain, which is related to the fact that there is too much tension in the system, then to do exercises that increase that tension, abdominal training, back extension training, so that's this idea, the spine is stabilized. The opposite happens. The tensions keep increasing. You go from the frying pan into the fire. Let's be clear so that there are no misunderstandings. I'm not against strength training. I love strength training. But with a back pain patient, there is not too little strength in the system. There is too much tension in the system. Please get rid of that first. And when it's eliminated and everything is okay again, then do strength training. I'm happy if you have made the decision now, after you know that, to do it differently and train away your back pain. You can find our back challenge for this. Go on it. You will also have fun. And click here so you'll get an explanatory video where it's clearly explained to you biomechanically why back pain plagues you and how easily you can train it away.